I'm going to say a crazy life-changing idea. You guys better like this video, by the way. Give it a like, write in the comments. And then I'm going to say 2 stories to illustrate it. This can change your life. Listen up. We do not realize to what extent we become prisoners of our own minds. We get into certain situations in life and we say, oh, that's just the way life is. That's just the way things are. We say stuff like that, and then we let ourselves stew in that situation for 40, 50, 70 years until death. When I was 17 years old, I went to a certain educational program that served terrible food for breakfast. And they bought the cheapest cornflakes possible. And it tasted like cardboard. And I had a friend who was always buying the best cereals for himself. He was buying Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Captain Crunch, whatever the different good things were back in like the early 2000s. This guy was living like a king. And I was busy resentfully eating the cardboard cornflakes, complaining about how bad the food was and how terrible life was. And it took me like a year and a half to realize I could also just buy my own cereal if I actually wanted to. But I didn't realize that I had that choice and that I had that ability. There was something in my control that I could have done to make my morning better. Same story, but different details in the same school. When I was sleeping in that school, it was freezing. Freezing. The radiators did not work well. It was so cold. I was complaining every winter, 2 or 3 years in a row. Oh gosh, this is cold. The radiators don't work. It's not fair. The same guy who bought the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, you know what he also bought? A little space heater. That guy was never cold. He came into his dorm room, turned on the little heater, and he was living like a king. It took me like 3 years to figure out that I can buy a little space heater. And it's not because I'm stupid, but it's because back then, I didn't realize to what extent we're able to modulate and change various little factors, variables, and things in our situation to make things better. And that's called self-efficacy. That's called agency. And in English, that means you can do things to make your situation better. Maybe they're big, maybe they're small, maybe it's several small steps, maybe it's one big step. But when you do things, you can see how to solve your situation, make it a little bit better, and it could be a game changer. And people don't realize that there's stuff they can do. They can complain about how little money they make and not try to increase their value and ask for a raise. They can complain about how bad marriage is, but not realize the things that they can do to make their marriage a little bit better. And in every situation in life, it's like this. It's beyond us. We're like, oh, this is just how things are. This is just how life is. And there's always a few stuff lurking around that we can change inside of us or outside of us that makes all the difference. Hope you like the story. Give it a like. Write in the comments. I never know what you guys like. Sometimes I put out a video, it gets like 11 views. The other times it gets like a few thousand views. Can't figure it out with you. Let me know in the comments. Have a good day.